So let's see if you are right. So that's true. To get started, I want you to watch the following video, but I want to let you know that we are to talk on dreams today, but on a global level. So please watch this video, and I want you to answer the question if it could be correlated to the topic of a dream, and if it could, then in what way? You're welcome. So who wants to start?
I want to start. So the message of this video is that nowadays we have many problems that we have to solve, and these problems are related to the environment, peace on our planet, human rights. To do that, we should be ambitious, confident about our actions. People's dreams can encourage us to deal with these problems.
As for me, the first step is to admit that there are a lot of problems. For example, there is such an important problem as improper distribution of goods. People have unlimited needs, but there are limited resources. It should be clear to everybody that we will solve this problem only if we unite our efforts and do our best. It should become our desire to achieve something or to cope with something.
I totally agree with Kate and Alice, but I want to add to that. First of all, we must think about our planet and about countries all over the world. I know that it is very hard to change the whole world acting alone. That is why we must be together, and in such a way we can solve all our problems and make our dreams come true.
Thank you for your good start. Thus, I totally agree to what you just said. Only united we can make our dreams come true. But I want something more on your part. Please think right now and make this statement complete. What does it take to make your dream come true? Please make this statement complete, develop the idea it expresses, and make sure you don't repeat your group mates' ideas. You have sheets of paper on your desks. I give you 1 minute time just to choose each concept, to choose one concept for each of you and comment on it. So make sure you don't repeat each other's ideas. Get started. So.
And I'm absolutely convinced that if a person has wisdom, he sees the real goals of achieving them. Sometimes people have to sacrifice something important. However, they know what they do it for, what they desire, and move together.
So, which of the techniques that you can see here does Martin Luther King?
Carroll says that America leads the world only in 3 categories: number of incarcerated citizens per capita, number of adults who believe angels are real, and defense spending, where America spends more than the next 26 countries combined, 25 of whom are allies.
Also, he appeals to the audience emotions by addressing the audience directly and asking rhetorical questions. He is alone against the audience, that is why he uses such strong methods to make the majority silenced. And if someone tries to contradict him, they will look silly.
So you believe that one person can go against the majority. So if a person has eloquence, these perfect speaking skills, certainly he will be a master of any situation. You've just seen the example. Now I want to see if you have acquired any skills today, and if you can become a master of the situation. You are offered two topics. Russia is the greatest country in the world. Russia is the greatest country in the world, and Russia used to be the greatest country in the world. So one topic per two of you. Use the active vocabulary of the lesson, the techniques that you've been analyzing, and make a short speech trying to convince our guests, the audience, and everyone that only your position is reasonable.
Despite the fact that Russia has a great culture, it's famous for its history, that Russia isn't the greatest country is clear to me. For example, there is such categories in which we lose. For example, economics, education, and
So I agree with Kate with the honest statement that Russia used to be the greatest country in the world. I think the Russians are not guaranteed the unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Because we are sadly crippled in the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination, as the resources of our country no longer belong to the people of our country. So I believe some Russians find themselves exiles in their own land. To be truly free means to enjoy equal rights with rich ones.
I didn't agree with Kate and Alice because Russia, I'm sorry, with Kate and Dima, because Russia is the greatest country in the world. Firstly, our country has the greatest territory in the world. Secondly, Russia saved our planet from fascism in 1945. Thirdly, in Russia, people don't judge other people by the color of their skin. And I want to say that now the president of the Russian Federation has guaranteed the unalienable rights of life and done all things for people who live here and for our country.
So we ought to take into consideration that no matter how many problems there are, we stay united and we are always ready to help one another. The Russians have always paid the highest price for life and independence. What is more, we have saved the human civilization, and that it exists in the merit of all the Russians and all the Soviet people. So I want to say that we are one of the greatest nations and countries in the world, and I want to conclude that as a Russian I don't find myself an exile in my own land. That's all.
So dear guests, whom do you find to be more convincing? Not couples. Both couples. Okay, thanks. Now please, you have such also sheets of paper. These sheets of paper at our next class. For your home task, you get such a task. I want you to write a speech. I have a dream, and you will address it the most eminent politician of nowadays. So. As you will be writing in English, I think it would be reasonable to offer you to write such a speech, kind of letter to the following President of the USA, Donald Trump. So, because it's up to him and our President to solve all the drastic, acute, poignant problems of nowadays. So use the ideas, the techniques that we've been working through and make this speech, write it, and maybe we'll find a way to send it to him. Then you all get excellent marks today, and thank you for your good work. Bye. Берите это себе, приготовите.